teams. Jam Gaming, for reference, was also a Trials team up against Sydney Drop Bears, so that maybe kind of shows you a bit of the difference between a Trials team and a team that was just straight up invited into Contenders. But let's have a look and see how this matchup does go between these two. It's still kind of up in the air. It kind of feels like a 50-50 to me, so I'm quite excited to see how things do kick off, and be back onto Ilios, Lidzorje starting off on the Widowmaker.
Yeah, we'll see if he's as good as Jordation. Probably not, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to judge him too early here, Jordan. And so far, a little bit of damage, but nothing huge. The control point is about to unlock as we jump onto D field. What can he do here on this Tracer? Picks up one, Forbles goes down, Nox takes out Baby Poro. And those healers dropping across the board.
Yeah, well, we need to see a little bit more out of the Lidzorje there with the Widowmaker. He doesn't actually get any picks. There was quite a bit of an opportunity for him, though. SereNity were kind of dancing around behind those pillars, trying to avoid him quite nicely. But yeah, he just didn't quite get any of the picks that we need to see out of the Widowmaker to allow Tainted Minds to really have a good time challenging that, particularly after they lost the first player as well. So, Tainted Minds do drop that first cap. SereNity capping up a Storm, up to 15% already. Nothing to get too excited about. Let's see how Tainted Minds do go about retaking this one.
Yeah, that was a pretty convincing take from SereNity, to be perfectly honest. And whoa!
That's excellent.
If you're going to do that, I saw what the video was, Jordan. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go the other way, right?
Yeah, it's very much supposed to go the other way. The unfortunate scenario, though, for Slidzor, though, was that he was looking in the other direction, and Forbles just had some really free shots onto his head. Great stuff from Forbles, though, admittedly, getting some nice shots in there, and immediately that forces the change up here from Tainted Minds. Now we have a McCree as opposed to a Widowmaker, so a little bit of less range pressure there for Tainted Minds. The supports for SereNity can maybe sleep a bit easier, but here comes the EMP.
Wow.
That's big up into every single player, I think, of Tainted Minds. This should be a straight-up wipe from SereNity. Forbles and Nox finding a couple of kills there. Forbles is actually coming up so massive right now on that Zenyatta, and that's a great fight for SereNity to win.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive, and already they're stacking these ultimates. As we said, if you can get that EMP out, quite often that is exactly what we saw. Looking very, very good is SereNity. Tainted Minds, on the other hand, really feel like they're struggling here.
Yep, a lot of ultimates though available here for Tainted Minds. That defensive support ultimate is popped by God's World. They get themselves onto the point as a courtesy of that, but they need to be able to follow up with something more. Quad J does take down the D.Va on the opposing team, and there's not really much of a resurgence actually from SereNity at this point, so it does look like Tainted Minds have managed to get themselves into that point and potentially cap it just off the back of the two support ultimates.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's played out. They should be able to cap this point, perhaps even at 99% here, Jordan.
Well, they're certainly having some trouble doing it, but eventually they do manage to get rid of all those SereNity players. So that's a good take from them, and they do have, obviously, the self-destruct and the high noon to try and hold off on it.
Cavino coming around the side here on the Sombra, looking for a hack, forced to go back and grab that health pack for now. Quad J with the ultimate ready to go. Lidzorje as well. See what he can do with the Deadeye in just a moment, perhaps. And Cavino does manage to pick up one, and it's God's World, so that is a crucial frag there onto the healer. Self-destruct comes out. Deadeye is used in the meantime. Mini goes down, Forbles goes down, and Tainted Minds continues to tick away on this point.
Yeah, Nox is just going to jump off here. Arceus as well, doing the exact same thing. That's not how the push was intended for SereNity. I don't really think they used too much in that fight, though. Okay, obviously Arceus using his self-destruct, but aside from that, they've basically got Sound Barrier coming up right now. Pulse Bomb available for Nox as well. Cavino almost has got the EMP, but that's not a great start to this little passage of play, and I think we're just going to see SereNity
that's going to
back
cost
off.
them a bit of time as well, and you can see Baby Poro ready to go with the ultimate, so that could be something crucial. We saw that really was what got them the point before.
That can be cancelled by the EMP as well. So
we'll see.
I think really all of this next fight does come down to whether or not Cavino can get off a good EMP.
74% is where we are at. Only 1 or 2 fights left remaining, maybe one and then some overtime, Jordan, because it is getting very, very close. Forbles holding back this time. The EMP does come out along with that sound barrier, and Tracer almost goes down, but 2 frags come out, at least a D-Mech and a frag. There you go. Quad J finds that one in the end. But SereNity are starting to bring this back. Slidsaw J goes down. Looking not too bad. It's going to hit 99% in just a moment. And this could be it here, Jordan. Maybe. Can Tainted Minds do this?
They certainly can, but are they going to? That's the real question for me. It's still a bit of a crazy fight going on the point. It does seem to be leaning the way of Tainted Minds, and it could have very well gone the way of SereNity. There was a couple of players on Tainted that did get very low at the very start of the fight, and that could have changed things up, but it is still just going to be both teams now trickling in. Deadeye comes out. That's huge here from Slidsaw J. 3 kills out from him, 2 from the Deadeye, and that will secure the first round on Ilios for Tainted Minds.
Wow, that was essentially a round of 2 halves.
Yeah,
it was
very
got
much.
to 99. Easily
well, 99,
done.
100.
Well, you get there in the end, don't you? But that was quite impressive from Tainted Minds. They changed up. It felt they were struggling there when they had the Widowmaker. As soon as they got rid of it, they were able to bring it back. It was the first McCree I think we've seen as well today.
Yeah, it might actually be. We haven't really seen too much in the way of McCree. It's generally just been Sombra, Tracer, a little bit of Soldier and Farah in there as well. This time, speaking of Farah, we do have that. The combo is there for Tainted Minds, but on the other side of the coin, we do have obviously Zenyatta for 4 balls, which can be a problem for those 2 flyers. And to back up the Zenyatta, Nox on the Soldier, which is what you will be looking to shut down this combo.
Yeah, what can Slidsaw J do here on the Farah? Would love to get a couple of knockbacks as well, would be interesting. The Orisa there as well, ready to go.
Like 1 HP there on Covino.
So close.
Still down very low, but eventually getting healed up here. That could have been really the fight won had that kill come through for Tainted Minds. As of yet, no kill actually on the field just yet. Slidsaw J though doing quite a bit of damage, and the team following up. The mech does go down from Arceus. D-Field dropped, but rezzed straight away. And Tainted Minds once again starting to pull ahead in this team fight.
Nice
just
work.
Too much damage being done, too much pressure being put down. And SereNity have to back out or throw away their lives.
There we go. Slidsaw J picks up the double. Both the healers go down in the end.
Yeah.
We saw Baby Poro use at least 1 resurrection in that. And I know people are like, well, it's the end of Mercy, but Rez is so strong every time.
It doesn't even matter. Like, you think about how Mercy used to be compared to how she is now, and just the changes that she's gone through, and the fact that she is still relevant in every single meta. Obviously not as OP, I suppose, in this meta as she was in the past, but definitely still viable, and so it's great to see. But a big component of that is the red. Oh, Rez, well, that's a huge kill as well onto Nox. Godswell does get rid of him, and D-Field, well, he can't do much right now in the ways of Deadeye, but he can just keep on shooting with McCree, so the EMP doesn't cause too many problems for him. Covino hasn't really managed to get too much done with that one, or rather, he got a few people with the EMP, but his teammates weren't able to follow it up. And Tainted Minds, they hold on very, very strongly. Yeah,
got that recap all the way through to the end, but wasn't able to get it across the line. We're going to hit 47% to 15 right now. Tainted Minds looking actually quite strong here on Ilios. They played very, very well so far. Just that first half of the first round was where they were struggling. I'm not sure. What can they do here? Mini dives in. D-Field bringing out the Deadeye, but he goes down. Crucial frag coming out from Mini there on the Winston.
Yeah, I saw 2 very small circles there for D-Field. I thought he was going to get a couple of big kills with that Deadeye, but not the case. He does get rezzed up there by Baby Poro. SereNity still are slightly ahead in this team fight though. Full Metal just going to probably go down here, not using his ultimate, which is a good choice.
Yeah, no supercharger needed at this point. They're trying to bring it back here. SereNity still with a number alive, and they will be able to get the retake capped at 83%.
But pretty big ultimates about to come up here for Tainted Minds. Slidsaw J, what I'm looking at. Quad J, though, also does have, you know, not too far to go. Nox does get his as well. The Dragon's Blade didn't really work out too well for him in the last fight that he used it, because he got shut down straight off the bat by Godsworld. But maybe this time, oh, here we go! Is it going to be able to get enough damage across, though? No, not quite. Only 1 kill. Covino coming up huge with 3 kills. And Tainted Minds, I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to recap this one. They've lost so many players. The Rez, of course, coming out there for Slidsaw J, but straight after the fact, he goes down. Nox has the Dragon Blade out. He's going to be carving up a storm. And Tainted Minds, they just haven't really done enough.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, and SereNity tick away at this point. Slowly pick it up. Covino doing so much damage across the board. Finally shut down here by Quad J. Forbal's D-Max as well, that Diva. And SereNity on this point looking very, very good right now.
They certainly are. But the problem is now they've utilized a lot of their ultimates. Kavino down on 5%, Nox 10%, Mini 1% on Winston. So really all they're going to have to hold off this point, once Tainted Minds do decide to actually push in, it's probably going to be the self-destruct, maybe also the Transcendence. Tainted Minds, of course, still need a bit of time to charge up their ultimates, but SereNity, if they get picked like this, it's going to be real trouble, and D-Field finding 4 balls off the back of some nice shooting. Does start things off nicely. Full metal, Rezzed, of course, not too big of a deal just yet for Tainted Minds, as they have a massive, massive player advantage.
Yeah, there comes the self-destruct, does no damage, however, Fluoro Ash manages to pick up the D-Mech as well. Arceus, what can he do? Charges through, brings out that E. The Rockets, and what can Splidor J do? I don't know, man.
Forbal's
very,
not
very
getting his
close.
ult in time. No. Kavino not going to get his ult up in time really here either. I mean, yeah, okay, Forbal's has managed to get the Transcendence off, but it's too little too late at this point, so the swap is going to go over. Flip for Tainted Minds in their favor now, as they are going to cap it up towards 99%. SereNity are going to have one more push here, but if this one fails, they are done and dusted, and it has to be Kavino. He has to get an EMP up here. He's only on 88%, so he needs to get a bit of damage out first. But if he can get a big EMP off, that could be the game changer.
Looks like he successfully manages to hack the Tracer as well. The ultimate comes out, not going to do anything. Arceus pushed onto the point. Kavino goes down. He got the EMP, big, but it's not enough.
Yeah, D-Field just completely gets rid of him. No one from SereNity has anything left to play with here. Full Metal still has got that Primal Rage available to him. He's going to pop that one off. D-Field comes up with his Pulse Bomb as well. But across the board, it doesn't even really come down to the ultimates at this point. Tainted Minds just have too many players on that point. D-Field gets one with the Pulse Bomb. Full Metal, another kill there for himself on Winston. And this overtime, despite the fact that it is still ticking, Forballs actually does a lot of damage there. Kavino gets back in with the EMP. Slitzor J just actually, I think he fell into the hole.
This is insane. Forballs keeping his team alive, one player at a time with that right click. Wow.
Man, I'd love to have a replay of that. Wow. I think Kavino might have hacked Slitzor J or EMP'd him right as he was above the hole and he fell in. I really can't tell because I only saw it on the kill feed, but that's the only assumption I can make. They held on long enough though. SereNity come back in with their ultis. Kavino, I thought as soon as he got picked, that was going to be game over. EMP was denied, but not the case. Just for the moment it was denied. Not for long enough.
That was insane. That was a crazy, crazy round. Fantastic work. To bring it back to 1 apiece going to our 3rd round here on Ilios, Jordan. And these teams feel a lot closer than maybe we thought they were going to be. Maybe this is the one.
I kind of said this was a 50-50 matchup. I really wasn't sure which way it was going to go. I'm still kind of feeling like Tainted Minds might have the better of it at this point, but it's as close as it can be. So maybe a little bit too early to make a statement like that. Let's see how this final round of Ilios does end up going.
Just waiting for the control point to unlock right now, but Quad J almost down already. D-Mech'd out into Baby D-Va. Mini does go down for now. Not bad, not bad. We'll take that trade, I suspect. Kavino picks up Godswald, going ham on those supports as well, but Baby Poro there with the res once again. But Tainted Minds looking good on this side, Jordan, especially now Slitzor J finds the D.Va.
Absolutely. Nox does go down there as well to Quad J. So the first cap does go in the way of Tainted Minds. Forballs goes down at a fairly inopportune time. It's going to buy quite a bit of time, in fact, actually, for Tainted Minds as we wait for Forballs to respawn. He does come up just now, but, you know, that's another 5-10 seconds on the board for Tainted Minds, but they don't have to worry about a push, which is nice for them. Baby Poro does have Valkyrie available, and a lot of the ultimates very nearly coming up here for Tainted Minds. But the ult's fairly even, actually, right now for SereNity. Kavino gets his and, well, does pop it off, but might not have worked out too well here. Let's see what Nox can do to follow up with his own tactical visor. He's being pressured very, very nicely, though, by the tanks of Tainted Minds. D.Va and Winston jumping right on top of him. And there's not much you can do as a soldier when you've got a D.Va just charging at you.
Yeah, exactly. And Baby Poro grabs the res, grabs the D.Va. Fluoro Ash disappears in the meantime. Tainted Minds going to hit 50% here, looking very good. 3 ultimates ready to go. 2 at the moment for SereNity. You'd expect that to be 4 by the end of all of this. And, well, I'm feeling pretty good for Tainted Minds right now, Jordan. This has been better than I personally expected, and maybe some of the shade being thrown out by the local community. So let's see what they can do. Transcendent comes out. Cavino, what can be done here? The hack comes out as well. So less than ideal if you're Cavino right now, but it doesn't matter. They take the point. It is contested.
Okay, they get the point, but they're losing the fight right now, as we do see lots of picks go the way of Tainted Minds. However, all of a sudden, a bit of a change-up. SereNity does get a pretty important one, though, onto Cavino, allowing him to have a little bit more freedom. Might still be able to swing this. No, he won't. There's too many SereNity players on that cap point. I thought Tainted Minds had the right idea there, just taking the fight, allowing the point to flip. They were going to be able to flip it back straight away.
You don't need the point if you can win the fight.
Exactly, but they didn't win the fight. So Tainted Minds are going to have to try and retake this point.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. 2-on-2 for ults right now, 33% on the ticker. Cavino ready for the EMP. Deadeye comes out, forces his way through, almost booped off.
I was waiting for it.
So close.
Blue Ash was looking for it, but just couldn't quite get the distance. There was a Winston bubble there, causing him some big problems, and SereNity does get off a fairly decent Deadeye. Just one for it, but a lot of zoning as well out of that one. Tainted Minds, a picks going in their favor. Cavino now hacked up, D-Field very low, and actually does go down to his counterpart. The Discord Orb, of course, a big help. And SereNity, they hang on.
Cavino making such a huge use of the spray reduction there that we saw come out of Sombra. Really, both in this round and the rounds before, so much damage coming out there of the left click. Very impressive work. Really knows how to play that Sombra very well in that way. Oh, what can we see here? This could be number 2.
Yes, he gets it. That's really bad news for Baby Poro. There wasn't really anyone for her to jump to. And Cavino just going absolutely nuts right now for SereNity, doing a great job on that Sombra.
Yeah, so strong in the machine pistol right now is Cavino, doing so much damage. D-Field does take down Nox, but Forbles trades him straight back out. Need to use that resurrection, but as we can see, ticking away. Wow, straight onto the point, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The EMP is ready, but he comes out and gets hacked.
He gets EMP'd himself, I think. No, it actually was. Yeah, no, it wasn't EMP from D-Field. I thought he was going to have a really nice one where Mercy would just fall off the map, but wasn't really the case. Eventually, he actually does get that. Baby Poro does go flying off the edge of the map. Too little too late right now for Tainted Minds, it feels like, as SereNity holding strong. Cavino, again, getting involved, D-meching Quad J. The tanks are doing a lot of work right now for SereNity as well. This is good stuff. SereNity, hold on strong. First map goes their way, 2-1.
It does indeed. It feels, though, that at some points it could have very easily been that 2-0 to SereNity, but Tainted Minds brought it back time and time again. Very, very close. We'll take a look at this play of the game. Almost always includes the boop, doesn't it?
Oh, let's break it. Yeah!
There we go. See you later.
Gets the headshot in for good measure as well, just as he's flying off. As if he wasn't going to die anyway, but 2-1 for SereNity. Yeah, you say it could have potentially been a 2-0 for SereNity. I feel like it could have also been a 2-0 for Tainted Minds.
Yeah.
Both those teams very, very closely matched.
If we think, yeah, Tainted Minds just picked up round number 1 and then just lost round number 2. Very, very close.
Exactly.
So this is actually turning out to be quite an exciting matchup.
Yeah, definitely looking like it's going to be our closest match so far. I mean, 3-1 for the first, 4-0 for the second. I guess we have to wait and see how the rest of this does play out. But so far from what we're seeing in the game, this is looking pretty evenly matched, and it's kind of hard to put a wedge between the two teams.
It certainly is. I wonder if the maps are going to play a part in this. Obviously, control can be a little bit brawly as you start to make your way. Yeah, exactly. As you start to make your way across to the other map types, maybe that'll make a difference. We haven't seen yet which of these two teams is stronger on different match types, or map types even. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll get a chance to do that very, very shortly. Overall, how are you feeling about what we've seen so far today?
Well, I mean, generally speaking, for today, I've actually really enjoyed how we've been going. I think we've had some really good matches. We saw Blank Blue performing really well. We saw Sydney Drop Bears performing really well. So it's good to see those front runners or perceived front runners having good performances early on in the league. It sort of exemplifies exactly what we thought was going to happen throughout the rest of this season. Whether they're going to be up the top at the end, that's the real question for me. But it's also nice now to kind of see what looks like it's going to be a fairly close matchup between these two teams.
Well, it's a long 6 weeks. So let's go and take a look at what our next map will be. It's going to be Numbani. One of your favorites, Jordan?
Actually, no.
Wow. Why don't you like Numbani?
I don't know. It's just something like every time I play Numbani, I don't really have a very good time. I think it's because when I'm playing attack, just...
Is it because you're bad?
No, I'm an excellent player. But it's so... It's very hard to attack on this map in solo queue or in MM. And I think that's kind of nullified my enjoyment of the map. But regardless, it's quite an enjoyable one to watch, I will say that. So I think that's a good benefit for us. As far as goes Hollywood versus Numbani, I already said I'm more of a fan of Hollywood. I do like that one. But we'll see how Numbani does go here between these two. And hopefully it's going to give us a good performance.
Do you want to throw anything out here? Any predictions, Jordan, on who you think is going to come through? Is it Tainted Minds? Is it SereNity? Obviously, Tainted Minds has picked Numbani as their map of choice between the two, between this and Hollywood. So
I am kind of a little interested to see if Tainted Minds are going to be able to pick up the Tracer Sombra combo that we have been seeing from every other team. I think the SlitzorJ doesn't actually play Tracer, and the fact that D-Field is having to take that Tracer or Sombra role means that they can't really run both at the same time.
Right.
So that might be a little bit
difficult, right?
Exactly. So I have to keep an eye on that, but we haven't seen SlitzorJ picking up Tracer or Sombra so far. So he's been on things like the Pharah, the Genji, the Soldier, that sort of stuff, but not Sombra.
Oh, straight away. Nox, nice work. SlitzorJ goes down. Straight back away. Comes up by Baby Poro, but you can see damage going down across the board here, making life a little bit difficult.
I should say McCree rather than Soldier for SlitzorJ, but much of a muchness, really. The fact of the matter is it hasn't been Sombra or Tracer, and that's really the key for us. And, I mean, maybe that's the advantage that SereNity does have here, in that they can play that kind of a combo. Kavino, of course, is having an excellent time on Sombra. I just think he got the hack there onto the D.Va, but Full Metal and SlitzorJ do open up quite nicely. That's the Soldier and Ana down. That's bad news for Tainted Minds for their hold. Oh my goodness.
This is some insane plays. Is that 3? He picks up 3. Maybe he's cleaning me up at the end, but in the end, that's what counts. And, well, Kavino comes out, does pick up God's World. SlitzorJ goes down, still trying to hold this point. SereNity pushing back on now. I think maybe they might be able to bring it back, and they do.
They have. So they do deny that second tick. Just. Which is not really too fun there for Tainted Minds.
Thanks for the assist.
We are starting to see some ultimates come up for both teams. Unsurprisingly, Forwalls very, very quick to get the Transcendence for his team. Got 3 kills in the last fight, so was putting out a lot of damage. But now SlitzorJ, Baby Poro, they're going to be pushing in here. Let's see if we get the ultimate out of SlitzorJ. We do. Fluorash goes down, denied at the end there by Nox, and he's actually going to come up with a big ultimate of his own. Tactical Visor results in 3 kills so far. Looking for another one, and indeed almost gets that. I think it was stolen by Kavino. Finally finishes off a Full Metal anyway. Great timing on the ultimate there from Nox, and no real pressure onto him to deny any sort of presence from that ult.
No, very nice work coming out from Nox. Definitely deserved that double spray as he put down as he runs away at the end, and really felt like he turned that team fight around. Has certainly played a huge part in that. Very nice work from him. 1:33 on the clock it is. SereNity doing a pretty good job of defending so far. It looked a little bit cagey at the start. They brought it back. Whoa!
Fluorash gets knocked off by SlitzorJ.
See ya. Casty Blast too strong here by the looks of things.
Yeah, the EMP comes out from Kavino as well, so you can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that this is already a lost fight for Tainted Minds. 2 picks go the way of SereNity, despite the fact that they lost their Ana so early on. They are still having a fairly decent time of holding on. Archaeos very low and no healers to back him up. Will go down and get dropped out of the mech, but still alive, sitting inside that Winston bubble. The safe embrace of the monkey.
Quad J, D-Mech, D.Va versus D.Va.
That's good from Archaeos.
Yeah, well
if he doesn't hit so many shots there, he probably has to jump off and respawn himself to get the mech back. But he hits a lot of shots onto the D.Va, gets his mech back straight away instead of having to go and respawn and all that fun time. So I think that was good.
Was indeed. And look at the time, Jordan. This is not looking very good for Tainted right now.
Certainly not. D-Field, it all kind of rests on him here with that Pulse Bomb. Yeah, I guess SlitzorJ is going to get his ultimate up as well, but Pulse Bomb, I feel, is going to be the key right now for Tainted Minds.
Transcendence does come out. Quad J, D-Mech straight away. SlitzorJ here, ready with the barrage. What can he do? Picks up 1. Can he get the second? He does. Nice work. Defield takes down Nox. 3 down here for SereNity. Only 2 down. No, make that 3, sorry. The Tainted Minds with Quad J about to get picked up as well. We head into overtime.
Oh, that's bad.
And
Great
the hack.
Great hack
GG.
from Cavino. SlitzorJ goes down, and this does look like, indeed, it is going to be a full hold on that first point from SereNity. Admittedly, we almost got up to 66% for Tainted Minds, so they kind of do have something to play with here, but this is going to be really tough for Tainted Minds to hold on to, assuming they do actually end up losing here, which they really should.
They will.
Nox, again, a pretty good tactical visor out from him, but nothing special there. It was just a clean-up. And so, Tainted Minds. What was it, maybe like 65% or something?
Yeah, well, we'll find out in just a moment, but it wasn't really all that much. So, makes life very difficult for themselves. And
it's holdable though.
Yeah.
We have seen full holds on Numbani first, where you don't even get a point on the cap, and at least Tainted Minds kind of know what they're working with.
It's a bit sad.
Yeah, a little unfortunate.
Organic oil.
Looks like something you'd drink.
Mate. I did have a great tour of some lovely beverage locations. So, not oil though. Not oil. I'll give them that much. I'll leave that to the Omnics.
Rightio. Well, that's fair enough, I guess. What can we get here? I wonder if that's
coffee. Yeah, looks good.
It's Kofi Aromo.
It is.
Donuts, cupcakes.
I guess you can't eat them right because there's probably glass in there or something. You have to be
actually, that is
real
smashed
careful.
glass.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a shame. You gotta be pretty careful there.
Okay, let's have a look at the team comps coming out here. Tainted Minds do in fact have D-Field on the Sombra and SlitzorJ actually playing the Soldier. So I was not incorrect, even though I kind of felt like I was incorrect at the start. Thought he might be on McCree. However, still no Tracer, which is fair enough on this point. I mean, you're going to be picking a Soldier mostly anyway. And it's going to be the same kind of a combo out for SereNity on the attack. Farah and Mercy.
I'm feeling pretty good for SereNity right now.
Yeah, me too. That was a pretty good hold, so see if Tainted Minds can do the same or better. I'm going to hope to do better.
Well, that's what they need to do if they don't want to be in the hole 2-0 right now and need to force themselves into a 2-2 map number 5, which is a long, long way away right now. Can SereNity clean this one up and give us a very quick map number 2? Let's find out. Cavino up here, ready to go with the Farah. And Gusty Blast comes out, not much to come out of it. Doing a bit of damage for now, though. Winston forced back.
Yeah, Tainted Minds are desperately trying to keep control of this high ground, but eventually they're going to have to give it up, or things like this are going to happen. Mini just jumps right on top of Godswell, does take him down, and already we see Tainted Minds falling off the point. Wow. They can't afford to do this. They don't have much to play with. Quad J gets D-Mech. This is looking excellent already for SereNity as they're capping up on that point, putting so much pressure on Tainted Minds. There goes the first cap. Very close to getting that 65%. There's only one player to hold it off. And it looks like that is going to be that. SereNity, so quick to cap.
Wow.
2-0 now for them.
How's the SereNity, Elfishguy? How's the SereNity?
Feeling pretty serene.
Yeah. That was a very nice little push there coming out from SereNity. Play of the game from Nox. Probably on defense, I suspect,
really
that we
solid on
saw.
The Soldier, yeah.
And I think when he denies that...
This is right at the end. I thought the first tactical visor
was better. The first one was better, wasn't it? Surely.
Yeah,
he denied the rest of that barrel with the Helix rocket. But he does admittedly do a fair bit of damage there. So, SereNity feeling great after this one. They're 2 maps in. They're 2 maps up. Tainted Minds, on the other hand, went from... I want to go back to the fact that they were so close to picking up map number 1, and all of a sudden, they're 2-0 down.
Yeah, I mean, would it be a different story right now if they pick up map number 1? Do they take that momentum through to map number 2, potentially close it out?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very hard thing to say. But so far, SereNity is looking like the stronger team right now, and that's evidenced by the 2-0. So we'll have to see how the rest of the 2 maps do go in the pool here. But this is troublesome times for Tainted Minds.
Well, it is. And I guess I did try and bring up the fact that, you know, control is control. It's a little bit more brawly. Now that we move on to some of these other maps, how is that going to play out? And on the first time that we see it on this hybrid map on Numbani, not looking so good for Tainted Minds.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when we get onto Horizon Lunacoli or Hanamura, it's going to kind of, again, sort of switch back a little bit towards that brawly sort of playstyle, a little bit more, a little bit less room to maneuver in those maps. And so, again, I think that's probably going to favor SereNity here. But Tainted Minds, they had a bit of a better time on Control. So maybe there's something in it for them. We'll see.
Well, we will have to wait and see. We are 2 maps in to match number 3 here of Overwatch Contenders Australia. We're going to take a break and